11 days into my handstand journey to learn to hold a 30-second handstand hold, I finally hit my first 5 seconds of handstand hold. And in this video, I'm going to share with you what worked, what didn't work, and the lessons that you can steal if you are trying to learn the handstand as well. The first thing that I did was I tested my strength standards. That included the hollow body holds, the chest to wall handstand hold, and for balancing the frog stand. I could hold the hollow body hold pretty easily for 60 seconds easily, and I could do more, so that was done. And then for the chest to wall, I could already hold a 90-second chest to wall handstand, and so that was good as well. And I tried the frog stand and I could perform a 30-second hold, which was a bit hard, but I got it done anyways. So this told me that my conditioning was fine and my balance was fine as well. Now I could move on to the more balancing aspect of the handstand. As a part of my daily handstand training, I divided the handstand into 3 parts: the mobility / the warm-up, the conditioning, and the balancing. For mobility, I did the wrist warm-ups and warm-ups in general, the hands to toes drill. I did some shoulder opening exercises like thoracic extensions, and I did a split combo which included the side splits and the front splits. I did these for about 30 seconds each, or up to a minute depending on how I felt. For conditioning, as I could hold a 90-second chest to wall handstand, I merged the conditioning and balancing part. So for that, I did the drills like toe pulls and heel pulls, which were super effective. But not everything went as planned. At around day 8, I got a bit frustrated at seemingly my lack of progress. And then I decided to spam the handstand all day, the freestanding handstand, without the wall. And after this led me to having the worst wrist pain at my handstand journey. So after this, I met ex-gymnast who was in the national team of Nepal at my gym. So I told him this, and he gave me some advice for my wrist pain. He told me to do a lot of wrist rolls like these, a lot of these, and then just rest for a bit. I tried that and I skipped the next 2 days, and after that I just jumped into my handstand. It was a little bit uncomfortable, but I could tolerate it, and it was not a sharp pain, so I just pushed through it. And after that set, the wrist pain was better. So I heard a lot of advice online that you needed to hold a full body tension, but they didn't properly explain what that meant. So this is what it means to hold a full body tension. So keep your core tight, and that itself is confusing enough as a beginner. So what that really means is, imagine you're doing a hollow body hold. So while holding the handstand, imagining that you're holding a hollow body helps give you that correct core activation. Further, you have to tighten your glutes and join your legs together. And finally, you have to point your toes upwards. This is what they were referring to when they said full body tension. And lastly, you have to shrug your shoulders and push through your shoulders really hard so that your shoulders touches your ear. This gives the perfect stacked position, and only after you've achieved this position does the other drills such as the toe pulls and the heel pull really work. If you're not aligned and stacked, and if you're not tight like this, then the drills just don't work. This is the first thing that you have to do in order to get the handstand. And after I fixed these mistakes, I finally got my first 5 seconds of handstand, and on day 13, a day after got my first 5 seconds of handstand, I took a rest, and on day 13 I finally got my first 7 seconds of clean handstand. One cue that really helped me in getting these handstands was to keep my legs as straight as possible. Now let's take a look at the key lessons that you can learn from this. The first thing is that you need to be in a very stacked position, and only then the other drills will work. Next, after you have a stacked position, you need to push hard with your shoulders when you are kicking up. This was one cue that really helped me. Even before you kick up, get your hands to push and get your shoulders really tight and really strong, and feel with the fingers. You want to grab like almost like a claw. And Chris Hayes says, which really helped me, was to imagine grabbing a ball and typing a keyboard at the same time. And if you're stacked, then if you just press lightly with your fingers, you will move. However, if you're not stacked, you're not going to move at all. The biggest mistake is to not treat handstand as two separate skills. The handstand is made up of kick up and the balancing part, and you should train them separately. What you shouldn't be doing is, if you fail a kick up once, you don't want to keep spamming the kick ups and hoping to catch a handstand. You're just going to tire yourself, and instead you should, after a failed attempt, you should rest for a few 30 seconds, a minute, and then continue to do the kick up again. Doing this was what led me to get those wrist pains. So to avoid that, just take a rest after a failed attempt, and then don't neglect your wrist warm-ups, because they really help prevent the wrist pains. If you're just starting out, don't jump into the kick up into a freestanding handstand. Use the wall. That is your greatest ally when you're trying to learn the handstand. It's going to help you a lot. Do a lot of chest to wall drills and a lot of back to wall drills. So that's week 1 and 2 of my journey to hold a 30-second handstand hold by December 4th, 2025. In the next update, I will share with you if I can consistently hold the handstand for 5 seconds or more, and which drills actually help me in getting there. You can practice these drills alongside with me, and you will make much faster progress. So it's a win-win for both of us. So subscribe so that you can follow along and learn handstand alongside me.